Hey there guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive look into the IFI Zen Can. This is a small but very powerful and very exciting headphone amp. Laptops and smartphones are unfortunately known for having a very low output power on their headphone outs. Therefore, if you're listening to a good pair of cans and those are the devices you're using to power them, you're never really going to hear their full capabilities, and your music's never going to sound as good as it should have. Use your phone, laptop, or separate DAC, for which there is a matching one for this amp, by the way, to feed the Zen Can. This will put out 52 times the power of the average computer headphone out to drive even the most demanding pair of headphones to musical bliss. We're going to talk about the performance features and the design of the Zen Can, but before we get into the full review, make sure you guys subscribe to the Gramophone channel so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming highlights. We got a lot of other great desktop audio products and many more categories on the way. Now then, let's talk about a great amp. Take your outer sleeve off, and then this just opens up like so. Here's our unit. Oh, we got some cables too. All right. Oh my, and we get a 1/4 inch. Thank you, IFI, taking good care of us today. We have warranty card, terms and conditions, types of phone connectors, and a little bit about Title MQA, as if you use an MQA compatible DAC with this, will only sound all the better. This is based on a trickle-down design from IFI's flagship Pro ICANN headphone amplifier. That is a $1,700 amp, and a lot of its technology and design lives in this, being that this is a fully Class A headphone amplifier. For those who don't know, Class A is arguably the best amplifier topology that there is, and it's really the only thing that should be used in headphones anyway. The volume knob on this does not receive a direct load, rather this features a FET input, removing the load directly from the volume control to ensure maximum performance and the lowest possible noise. You know, MOSFETs are simple little things, but they're amazing. They make so many electronics just work. The output amplifier actually driving your headphones in this device has 4 different gain steps in increments of 6 decibels each. So you have power for days and excellent control of it. Of that gain control, the 4 steps you get are the standard 0 decibels, +6, +12, and +18. So you have extra volume for days for almost any headphone need. These also have a really cool feature built in that you toggle on this switch right here called 3D Spatial Sound. And that circuit is designed to put you at the venue, to blow that soundstage up and out of your head for a truly 3D experience that's like being there. And to do so without adding any coloration, causing any loss of resolution, and it does all of it on purely analog circuitry for max purity. The other option for the analog EQ, also selected with that switch, is Xbase. Xbase is a purely analog circuit that utilizes both active and passive components to reinforce low-end frequencies to expand that bass depth on your headphones, as a common complaint among headphone listeners is lack of bass. We all love bass, we all want more of it, and IFI's come up with a really interesting solution to deliver on that, but without introducing any extra interference or information we don't want by, again, engineering a purely analog solution. Within the circuit of the Zen Can is an operational amp known as an op amp, which is itself an OV series component. These are incredibly high performance, extremely low noise amplification circuits that have a total noise and distortion rating of 0.0001. When you get under 0.005, let alone 3 zeros, distortion is virtually completely inaudible to humans. This is also built using Class 1 ceramic capacitors for excellent reliability and longevity, and most importantly to audio, low losses. One often overlooked feature of the Zen Can that is really cool is that there is actually a balanced output on this through the use of Sony's 4.4mm Pentagon connector. Using an adapter, you can push a balanced output signal through this and make a preamp out of it. Wire this into a power amp and into a pair of small speakers, and now you have an excellent desktop setup, both for headphones and for speaker listening. And to get into some other numbers, this is rated for a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, that perfect 20 to 20 of human hearing. With the ability to deliver 15.1 volts even at a high load of 300 ohms, this thing has the power to push just about any headphone to absolutely bumping levels of volume. We're going to start with the basics and do the dimensions as usual. This is 6.2 inches in width, 4.6 inches in depth, and 1.4 inches in height, and it weighs a meager 1.14 pounds, which of course is very light. But when you actually pick up the Zen Can, at first you kind of feel like maybe it's a little more than that, but that's just because the solid chunk of aluminum that it's cut from and the great anodized finish on it, it really makes it feel extra solid, sturdy, and durable in your hand. I'm a big fan of this color. It might be kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's basically a half gray, half blue. I'd call it a very nice, subtle steel blue, and I think it is sharp. Looking at the front, you can see you have a brushed panel, and then if you flip it around, you have a brushed panel on the rear too, mirroring the front, keeping everything consistent. The aluminum shell is almost perfectly cut. I don't feel any sharp edges on my fingers here, and the kind of bow shape it has to it, again, really attractive. As this anodized aluminum feels great on your fingertip, and it feels durable, scratch resistant, and the finishing touch, subtle but attractive IFI logo right on top. And about these buttons, main power, which input you are using, gain setting, and the EQ you're running. Let me tell you guys something. Here's the best part. These buttons are great. And if you know anything about me, great buttons make the experience. The knob on the IFI feels great. I love the pattern to it. It's kind of got this polygonal shape rather than being perfectly round, and it gives your fingers something to grab onto and just feels engaging. Alright guys, so let's note the compatibility. We'll start with the outputs. On the front here, you have a 6.3mm, more commonly known to us here in the States as 1/4 inch, and a 4.4mm balanced Pentacon, that famous connector developed by Sony. You have one Pentacon out, which you can use as a preamp if you had a power amp set up with some desktop speakers. And then here are your other inputs for actually using this as a headphone amp with a source. You have a balanced input for Pentacon connectors here. You have a single-ended, and then you have what you most commonly and most likely will probably be using, good old RCA. And lastly, for power, simple DC wall adapter, 5V, which it does include. For just under $170, you can immerse yourself in IFI's cream of the crop headphone amplifier designs that bring great features such as 3D sound circuit and Xbase to the table and will drive your headphones to the tip top of their potential. If you guys want to elevate your headphone game, click the link down below to head on over to skybygramophone.com, where you can pick up a Zen Can, have it shipped fast and free straight to your door, all after a secure checkout. And if you guys want to come hear some great headphones and test out some great headphone amps, stop by one of our showroom locations in Timonium, Columbia, or Gaithersburg, Maryland. And while you're out, don't forget to take a tour of our lovely kitchen design center in Hunt Valley, Maryland. Lastly, you can now find us on social media. Check the links down below. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you guys need help coming up with any project ideas, would like to schedule a service request, or need some help and want to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, go get yourself inspired at Gramophone.com. If you have any questions for me personally about anything that I've covered here on the channel, or about anything audio related in general, ask at Gramophone.com. I will do my best to help you. Please give me a like if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment down below, tell me what you think, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. When you drop that comment, also tell me what you think of the IFI itself, what you want to see from us in the future. As always, guys, it's a pleasure doing these videos for you. I really enjoy it and really appreciate you guys watching. Be seeing you.